Thanks to the encouragement of some of you, I decided to go ahead and post another host picture today. This one I have named Roz after someone joking about Roswell, and I thought, you know what? I have a sense of humor. God has a sense of humor, and hopefully Roz has a sense of humor. So we'll just call him Roz. So this is him over my house, and I'm going to go ahead and explain a little background about why I went out and took this picture, and then I will outline him for you in case you can't see him. Some people can see him right away. Other people need maybe just a little help. But when you see him, wow. So on February the 13th, 2019, I was praying with the live feed from the Kansas City IHOP. So they were praying, and I was just praying along, and they were praying for Israel. And all of a sudden, about 4:40, actually in my notes it says 4:44 exactly, I just felt this extremely urgent need to go outside, and I just felt like there was a host over the house. I didn't have any other reason to go out there except I just felt this nudging that there was something out there and I needed to go take a picture. Well, I went out there with my camera, my phone camera, and I was trying to look at the sky, but the sun was literally in my eyes. I mean, I really couldn't see a thing. And I thought, I was kind of arguing with Holy Spirit, and I said, but I don't know where to take the picture. I can't see anything. The sun is in my eyes. And usually he just has a very quiet whisper voice, but it's the only time I've ever heard him say, "Now!" And he literally yelled at me. I got flustered, and I thought, oh, okay. And so I just hit my camera, and I just, when you hold the button, it'll just go chicka, 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 and it'll just, take all these pictures in a row. And so that's what happened. I just kind of aimed ambiguously at the sky, and I just took a whole bunch of pictures, and I thought, I hope I got something, And then when I went inside, I was amazed at what I saw. Sometimes when you take a picture of the host in the sky, it's not as easy to see them in such a large picture, but then when you come inside and you look at your phone and everything's now shrunk and it's in a thumbnail and, it's more concentrated in a tiny picture. Sometimes I don't see things until I come home and look at the smaller version of the picture, and then it's just like, wow, so crisp and clear. But sometimes you can lose a little bit of definition when they're so huge. I mean, this face was easily as large as my whole house. This picture here that I've been showing you is an actual screenshot from my photo album in my phone. So this shows the actual pictures in the order that they were taking when I just held and hit that button up until the point where I started to figure out the picture and draw the picture. Now this picture is the first one, and it's hard for the software I have to shrink the picture smaller, but it's this super creepy, screaming skull. This nasty, nasty thing. And then you start to see Roz forming over my house. He literally forms, his right side of his face and his left side of his face literally come together and form over the house, and then it ends with him sort of just giving me a smirk, a smile, like, I took care of that for you. And it's adorable. He's got this super serious look and yet this little grin at the same time. Also, keep in mind that all these pictures were within seconds of each other, so he formed and swooped in and acted very, very quickly, within seconds. Now, this is the first picture I ever drew on of him, and it wasn't that good because it was my finger tracing over a little tiny picture in my phone, but I've since gotten a little iPad pen, so I can draw a little bit more clearly. So this is one I outlined of his face a little bit more, with a little more detail. And then off to the right, you can see there's also a similar creature who, sort of like a lion, I guess, but they both seem to have these kind of flames that come. And then there's also this kind of a more innocent, sweeter kind of face even behind that. And sort of feminine, I'll just call it a her, but she is sort of superimposed behind the two of them. So she's sort of on looking as these two swoop in. And here I drew, and you can see his eye, his right eye is, his right eye and his right nostril are actually, they're starting to form together. Now don't laugh at the John Cena picture, okay? I know it's funny, but I was just trying to process what I had seen, and I was like, he looks like he has a mask, he's got a square jaw. I was trying to figure out, what this was all about, and then a friend said, it looks just like a fox, and I thought, oh, you're right, he does. He looks like a half man, half fox. So I looked up the characteristics of foxes, and they're lone hunters, and when they sneak up on their prey, and then when they they startle them with a scream. And I thought, well, those are good features to have when it's someone protecting you. So I was thankful that Roz had screamed that nasty spirit away, and that he had some help of these other hosts along with him. So thank you for sharing your time with me today so that I could share with you a little bit about Roz. And I hope you enjoyed it. And feel free to leave me a comment or question if you have any. I love hearing from you. And thank you for letting me share.